Alright, alright, alright. Let's get the show started. As you might see, the background images change. And who's familiar with the topic will recognize them instantly. This is Magic the Gathering. Switching to the game client right here. And this is officially called Magic the Gathering Arena Beta. But it is actually, it doesn't really feel like a beta anymore. This game, the client is quite polished and it runs pretty stable. The amount of cards available is limited still, but the game runs pretty stable. I play this since yesterday, really, or yeah, the day before yesterday, in the arena version, and it's fun. It's fun. I like it. It tickles my Magic fancies in the exact right places. And I figured we might play some Magic tonight. Why not? I like this blue-white deck that I created. It's based off of the Claws and Wings deck, I guess. That's like a pre-constructed deck that came with the game client. So for those of you who don't know what Magic is, as you can see, obviously, or quite obviously, this is a collectible card game, just like Hearthstone, and I would go to length and call it actually the original collectible card game that was famous way before Hearthstone ever was. This is actually available as paper trading cards, like the first paper trading card game. Okay, so it's a mill deck. That means he's trying to get my library to empty before he lost all his life points, I guess. So we have to hurry beating him down. The goal of the game is to win by one of many different options. The easiest, or well, one of the most direct ones, is to get the life point counter of my opponent down to 0. So he has 16 life points. Every player mostly starts with 20 life points. And the goal of this deck is that I will actually beat down the crap out of him and reduce his life points before he can finish his objective. And that, from the looks of it, he's producing a whole lot of mana, and with this persistent petitioners, he can mill my deck, my library. Okay, Tetheris. So I have a couple more turns, I guess.
It is the ideal subordinate.
I have a couple more turns left to reduce my opponent's health point to 0. Right now I'm lacking a white mana to call in my Serra Angel, but I should still be able to get some hits in because my Hammer Skull can tap an opponent when he's attacking, which renders that opponent unable to block for that combat phase. So I can remove one of the blockers. More milling.
My device is finished, as are you.
And we desperately need to get through to him. That's fine. To beat down his life points. And he has 2 flyers that can block my 2 flyers, which is quite annoying, because my flyers don't have enough health points to survive that. And I don't think the power curve in my deck is strong enough to beat down this opponent. Can't really do anything here. I'm trying to use my seal away on one of these persistent petitioners, so that he doesn't reach the number 4 as fast as he might think. And for that I need this to be tapped, so now he has 1 less petitioner. And I probably should go for
Silent, obedient perfection.
should go for his life points instead of attacking Tetherus directly. Not sure. I have tons of flyers in my deck, so these 2 defenders I'm not really concerned about. I'm concerned about oh, okay. I am mostly concerned about first pushing through on my tactic, and second avoiding getting milled, like getting my library milled basically. I'm not gonna attack this turn. He's making very little use of his petitioners, I must say. Like, this guy should probably tap every turn. He has enough flyers, or he has enough flying damage to kill my Serra Angel. And I'm drawing lands, which is annoying. So if I attack with my Serra Angel, he'll just use these 3 creatures for blocking. And he can still produce more of these 1/1 colorless Thopters, so that's not really helping. But it would not allow him to draw 2 cards. Because he's losing 2 of his artifacts. Okay. Interesting choice. He's choosing card draw over life points.
I learned a few tricks on Kaladesh.
So I'm not worried about my life points at this point. I have 22 life. And he needs to block my next attack, otherwise he's dead. So I'm gonna attack this way. This guy would run into any of the walls. No reason to do that. And this guy dies to a Thopter. So no reason to do that either. For just 1 life point when I have 22. Okay, so there goes his card draw. And my pirate. And I'm gonna equip he's gonna produce another Thopter next turn. So only one of my flyers is hopefully being blocked. We have 38 cards left. It should be more than enough because he didn't have any of his petitioners. He doesn't have any more of his petitioners in the game. I should probably
I made you a gift.
move my camera so you guys can see my library over here. I'll do that at the end of the game.
Shall we begin?
Give up? Guess he didn't draw what he wanted to draw. Or we stalled his tactic. We stalled his tactic sufficiently. That is nice. I will move up the camera a little bit to around here, so that you guys can see. There was my library, and my graveyard was covered by the camera. Really, we'll see how that goes. You should be able to see it now. I changed my microphone settings a little bit. I hope I'm coming through loud and clear. The game is pretty loud at times, so. Which one is this? This should be okay. Will be a little slow. Yeah. So there's my library and my, like right down here, my library and my graveyard and exile cards. We're gonna start with the Healer's Hawk, and we hope that next turn we draw a land, because this guy comes into play tapped. Any other land would avoid us sting it. So next turn we need to draw a land, regardless of whether it comes into play tapped or not, whether it's a basic land or not. Otherwise we're like a bit screwed. There's our land. Dinosaur spells to cast cost 1 less to cast. I guess, okay. That's a good one for a dinosaur deck, which red-green is a dinosaur combination. I'm gonna drop our land because he already knows we're playing blue. I'm gonna try and get the Stormfleet Aerialist out, because then we can do Pirate Cutlass next turn, which is fine. We should be able to damage him with our Hawk. So this guy has a rate, meaning whenever I deal combat damage, the turn this guy comes into play, he gets a +1/+1. Which 2/3 is quite a bit of value. 2/3 flying is quite a bit of value for just 2 mana. Ripjaw Raptor, still damage, draw a card. That's a good one. So I have 2 flying dudes. I would love to seal away his Ripjaw Raptor, but then again, currently I can out-damage him. Do I do Cutlass or Hammerskull? Because Hammerskull I can tap away a blocker. Let's do Hammerskull. Let's attack first. I would like more lands. The average mana cost on my deck is under 3, so I should be able to play a spell each turn with just what I have, but eventually I'm running out. Like this guy's accelerating, like typically green is accelerating mana like crazy. So far he only has 1 accelerator out. This is insane value. 4 converted mana for 4/5. And a sick ability. I'm not gonna block, just eat the 4 damage. Currently I'm out racing the damage with my heals. Okay, he's doing card draw. Okay, there's a basic land. If I play Triumph of Jara, this guy gets +2/+2. We'll get +1/+1, right. So we're gonna do Pirate Cutlass. The good thing about the Pirate Cutlass is that I can attach it directly to a pirate if I have one in play, which is super nice. I'm gonna attack with everything, and then my Hammer Skull is gonna tap the only other enraged dinosaur that he has, so I don't care if I deal damage to this guy or not. Otherwise, if I had damaged this guy, he would be able to use his ability. Search his library for a basic land. Okay, so this is Vivian Reed.
Through hell to lose to you. That can't help you now.
Okay, so he's destroying flyers. Nice. But we do have the option nope, that would be silly because it would give +1/+1 to this guy and I don't want to attack with him. So we're doing it like that. Now this guy's gonna die next turn. No, he's not. If I'm correct, I'm gonna attack Vivian and then he will not be able to shoot down my flyer.
Every defeat is a new beginning.
So this guy should get another +1/+1 next turn, and then I equip my Cutlass over to the Hammer Skull, so he gets a bit beefier. He becomes a 4/4. Okay. Wow. He's just beefing up his dudes. So I'm gonna seal away the Ripjaw Raptor because he's becoming quite beefy. Ugh. Maybe I will seal away Gyalta? No. Oh, wait, what? What was that? Oh, he picked that. Alright, I guess we're done now. That's gonna be a massive 19 damage if I... Well, I can block, but all of these guys have trample. So no blocks. And we wish for a basic land. Which this guy is not a basic land. But we have only 4 mana, so I can't do... This guy still has trample, right? I have not... Oh wait, I have enough damage. He has 8 life points. I can... Yep, that's it. That's the winning move. If this doesn't pan out, we're done for. I guess this guy. And then we attack with everyone. And Hammer Skull is winning us the game, because now he has no blockers left. GG! That was a good one. That was a good one. We're just gonna do these basic matches because I haven't invested any money into any decks, into any cards. We're just having fun with this one deck that I constructed. Further down the line we might do different decks, but today we're just playing this white and blue amalgamation of cards that I have available, or had available. What I really like about the arena game mode is that, or the arena game is that just like with Hearthstone, you have these daily quests where you can play a certain number of times or play a certain amount of cards, and you'll get like in-game rewards, which basically nets you cards. Whoop, almost made a mistake there. I'm gonna do Helis Hawk into Favorable Winds. We're playing a mirror matchup, white blue, white blue. It's a good card, Mentor. Yep, we have to show that we're playing blue because this guy needs to come out before we attack. And then we're gonna do Denathia, because it's the only 3-drop option that we have. This guy doesn't have first strike, so I can prevent him from attacking by... well, yeah, I was thinking Legion's Landing, but Denathia has first strike too. This guy creates a 1/1 vampire, which would eat this Blade Instructor. Keep pressing the attack. We win 2, lose 2 to Sunhome Stalwart. He's gonna seal away our Helis Hawk. It's the only option he has. He can... yeah... okay, so he's giving him... I guess he's doing that for the token. For the +1/+1. Which is pretty expensive. He paid converted 3 mana for a +1/+1 token. And we can keep pressing the attack. We still have lifelink up. So we heal back a little bit of what he's doing to us, and we're hoping for a Plains so that we can bring out Serra Angel, which is a 4/4 flyer. It's a classic Magic card, has been in there since the beginning, really. Alright, so he's playing basically the same basic variant of the game that I've been playing. We don't care for this 3 damage because we have... that's not a Plains. We can attack with Denethor still. Unless he's pulling out a combat trick. He does not. Next turn we're gonna be attacking with all 3 of our guys to convert this guy into a Plains and then bring out Serra Angel. Or to a legendary land, I guess, and which will give us 1 additional white mana. We are not gonna block any of this. We just eat it. Yep, that's not gonna help. All attacking, 3 attackers. He's gonna eat whoever. And then it's Angel time. And we can create vampires if we draw a blank, but those vampires can probably only block Sunhome Stalwart. He has 1 card. There's combat tricks in here. We're not gonna block this turn. There's combat tricks in here. That will produce +2/+2 for 1 white mana. That's why I didn't block with my Serra Angel. We'll do that next turn. We're gonna be attacking with all of the dudes. Wait, oh. I guess we are not gonna be attacking with all of the dudes. He did not block. We're gonna end turn. We're gonna bluff that this is not a plains. He doesn't know that. We're gonna think that this is a combat trick. He might think. Okay, so Light of the Legion. Okay. Now we need to do something, because he has 2 favorable wins, which makes this dude a 7/7. A 7/7. So every time this guy attacks, he can bring up the attack of one of the others, which is probably going to have less than 7 attack. +1/+1. That sounds complicated, but that's the way it works. So we're gonna hopefully get a seal away. We can't even attack now. I guess that card ended the game. We did a mistake there because we did not do our vampire token at the correct phase for blocking. Oh, that's it. Might as well concede. Yeah, my deck can't handle 7/7 flyers. Unless we have a seal away. Cyborg Macho Man. We're gonna mulligan. Our opponent's gonna choose first, but we're gonna mulligan. That means we're gonna toss our hand and draw 6 new cards, which is 1 less than we already have. With this hand, we would only be able to play a card turn 3. We have 3 lands. I prefer... It's not gonna help us much either. But our opponent did mulligan. Alright, so because our opponent mulliganed, we don't. We keep our hand. We're gonna not do anything first turn. And this guy is gonna go on the bottom because he doesn't do much for us in this situation. If you would have been a plains, you would have been the top deck. We're gonna bring out Warkite Marauder. Into favorable winds and Healer Hawk. Interesting. A green, he must have a really bad hand. Because if you're green and your turn 2 only have 2 mana open, you must have a really bad hand. Okay, we're gonna do favorable winds. Unless he has a flash spell, like a flash creature or a flash enchantment, I mean. But I would be surprised. I guess we have both shitty draws. Green annoyingly has blockers that don't need to be flying to block flying creatures. Oh, he's playing green-blue. Okay, so that probably added to his situation. This is the island that he drew this turn in order to play Combined Guild Mage. This turn, each creature you control enters the battlefield with additional +1/+1 counter. Nice. Move a +1 counter from target creature you control onto another target you control. Okay. +1/+1 counters, I guess. Meandering River, which is not going to do us anything. We might seal away whatever creature he plays next. But for now, we're just going to go all in. And reduce this guy to a 0/1 with no abilities. Yeah, he must have had a really bad hand. Like, he mulliganed down to 5, and then turn 3 he played his first creature. We won this game because our deck wasn't really good, but his draw was particularly bad. Fairy Duelist. Don't like this hand. I do not like this hand. You know what? We keep it. We keep it. We're gonna disclose that we're playing... Nope. We're just showing him blue for now. Yeah. We're still gonna show him blue. And we're, oh my god, not put a creature out. Because this guy has flash, so we can play it at the end of his turn or when he's attacking with this dual loot. Which gives us a bit of an advantage. Bang. We're still not we are disclosing white because then we play Triumph. Do we? Yes, we do. And it's gonna be favorable wins next, making this dude a beefy 4-5. So far so good. His Healer's Hog gives him enough life gain that he really needs to attack. Oh, he splashed black. I missed that so far. Not gonna block. We are going to attack full on out, even if he kills the Healer Hawk. He would have to sacrifice his own Healer's Hawk to make the Ravenous Harpy survive. Which gives us card advantage, because he's losing 2 cards and we're only losing 1. Or you can choose not to block. Or you can block this way, but this way we would just eat his Ravenous Harpy. Which is even better, because we gained... We didn't lose any cards and he lost 1. Cool. I think it would have been better for him... I don't know his deck, but it probably would have been better for him to not block this way than... what he did. We just keep attacking all out. He can't block. And we need to, because he's accumulating life for each turn. Nice. We're gonna put this Healer's Hawk on his... When he's about to attack, we put it back on his library and fetch our Planeswalker. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained life this turn, create a 1/1 black cat creature token with flying. Black? Oh, bat, not black cat. I was like, flying cats? Okay, so this guy's a flyer himself, but he does not have life gain. And that's okay. Pass. You cannot bring this guy back to the deck, to the play, because he spent all his mana on the Regal Bloodlord. Sweet, another favorable wins. Do we go for the damage? Yes. We're gonna do favorable wins because that allows our Healer Hawk to survive a block by the Regal Bloodlord. Or shit. I could have tapped the Regal Bloodlord with my Hammer Skull like that, and then he wouldn't be able to block anyways. Okay. I did not think that through. He'll draw a Healer's Hawk next turn. Okay. Vampire Sovereign. He has plenty of flyers too. So we can tap. We have 5, we have 8 damage. We would need to tap all the blockers. We can only use one of these. I'm gonna draw a card. So we need to keep up the pressure. We're gonna attack. Gonna tap his biggest dude, so he can't use it for blocking. He's gonna chump block our big dude. He's not gonna gain any life this turn. He has plenty of flyers in his deck himself. Plenty. Do these have vigilance? Nope, they don't. Okay. Please attack. Please attack. This guy has vigilance. Thank you. We are going to draw another card. Glad we drew that. We're going all in. We're gonna lose our Architect of Law next turn, which is fine, I guess. Gonna be thinning out our... We are... keeping this dude. He knows we're gonna get a seal away, so anything that we tap, or that he taps, we are able to seal away, regardless of the turn, because this enchantment has flash. And if he doesn't tap the card we want him to tap, we can tap it with Territorial Helmskull. Now our advantage is that these 4/4 angels, we have 2 cards that should be able to eat those 4/4s for breakfast. Right. So he has too many blockers. We can draw another card, or tap one of these dudes for 2 turns. Tap another one, and he has 3 blockers left. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do tap a creature, which is this. Then we're gonna do next attack with everyone. This guy allows us to tap this way. He needs to block at least this one and this one. So we're gonna eat 2 of his blockers, and then he can try and add some damage. He could kill my Siren Lookout if he blocks correctly. He does not block correctly. Yes, he does, because otherwise he would lose. So we're gonna eat nom 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 all of his blockers. And then, because this guy's not gonna untap at the end of next turn, and this guy would attack, would untap, we're gonna play the steal away at the end of our turn, the seal away, so that this guy, because it would untap in his upkeep. Yep, he already knows he lost. Granted, neither mine nor our opponent's decks are anything flashy. Every time I go into my Twitch dashboard, I see like 100 people playing Destiny. Makes me smile. We would be super slow using this hand. Not much better. Not much better. If we draw a land in turn 1, 2, or 3, we're gonna be... I think I'll leave this on top. Should be good. If you draw a land, we can do turn 1, Island, turn 2, Stalwart, turn 3, Triumph of Gerard. So turn 2, 3, and 4, we need one of these to be a land to have an additional one, because, or to hopefully get an additional one. I think my deck works best if I really have 3 mana at the 3rd turn. There's our plans. Sweet. I'm gonna show that we play white because the Sunhome Stalwart is coming out. He's got a blocker. If he's gonna attack, I'm not gonna block with my stalwart because he has 1 mana open. Not super familiar with these edition cards. Nope, he could have gotten 2 damage for free out of me. We can... He's gonna eat our... But I think that's okay. We're gonna do this into Triumph. And then hopefully he does not kill our Stalwart next turn. Because then this guy can mentor our Siren Lookout. We could disperse the zombie if he pulls off anything nasty. I guess nasty. That is nasty. Okay. That is nasty. We're gonna get rid of this doodle dude. And then eat a whole bunch. No vigilance. We're dead next turn. He has no mana. Guess he wants this die guy. To do like maybe graveyard shenanigans? Oh yeah, sure. Why did I not think of that? Annoying. Even if we were to block, we have on... He has... Yeah, we don't have enough blockers. GG. I think I killed myself when I blocked the elf to give him an additional zombie. That's it. Well, we can't win them all, right? That's a good first semi-okay start. That screams nasty. That's the only counter I think that I have in my deck, or semi-counter. I don't think he'll have anything that we want to seal away next turn. That's not gonna happen. As much as I like to seal this away, it's not really that much of an issue since most of our shit's flying anyway. And we're gonna do Siren Lookout and Pirate Cutlass next. Everything's flying anyways. We could do, this is a pirate, we could do Pirate Cutlass this turn. Yeah, I think that was a better pick. The better play. I think that was the better play. We leave this guy open. We gotta give it to this one. So that he blocks this doodle-loot and we can get 1 damage in. If he chooses to block. I really love this card. It's a legendary creature, you can only have one of those guys in your deck. And it has like a whole lot of abilities for just 3 converted mana. Tap target creature an opponent controls, it doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Time of Ice. Ouch. Wow, that's a good one. Time of Ice. Denethor, I think it's your turn. Or Serra Angel. We wouldn't get any damage in even if we equip the dagger here. If we play Serra Angel, he's gonna be tapping it. We're gonna get it back to our hand anyways, so Yes, the play is not to play. You're not running the risk of losing. You're not running the risk of losing too much life, so he can freeze whoever this dude is, the Siren Lookout. Well, and then next turn we're gonna get back our Siren Stormcaller and our Siren Lookout back to our hand, which makes us, which we will be able to use our Explore a second time for the Siren Lookout, which is okay, I guess. But we will play Sarah Angel and give her the Pirate's Cutlass, making it her a beefy 6/5 flyer, which would eat his Senate Courier for breakfast. He's gonna attack? I don't think he's gonna attack. He can, he would get a free damage in. Yeah. Yep. Question is, do we want to seal away this dude? I don't think so. No. Okay, even better. Alright, Sarah Angel. That's really all we can do here. Alright. So far, so good. We have 6 mana next turn. We can do Favorable Winds and Siren Lookout, or Favorable Winds and Pirate Cutlass. He doesn't really... Yeah, 6 mana. So we're gonna do this guy. Then this guy. This guy. And then we leave open. We either seal away at the end of his turn something that he attacked with. I don't think so. Or we play Fairy Duelist if he pulls something nasty. If he doesn't pull anything nasty, I guess. Please block. So far, Wall of Swords doesn't do him very much. Didn't get much value out of that. We're like discarding like crazy. Yeah, we keep discarding like crazy. So we gotta hurry. Oh no, one of our pirates' cutlasses. What? Okay, play more owls, I guess. This is his attack phase. We're gonna put an end stop here, so we can bring out our Fairy Duelist. We will be equipping this way, so we would kill his Senate Courier if he chooses to block. We finally start getting some damage in. He has no mana left to play any tricks on us. How many more Senate Couriers can a dude have? We have enough mana to produce our Healer Hawk and our Siren Lookout. And we can still play a land. And we can pull Stormcaller. Okay, so that was a better... that turned out better than I expected. We have a whole bunch of flying dudes. It's a itty bitty life gain in here. I see. We really have to hurry. Hurry. Because if he does another of his sifts, where he draws 3 cards, or Weight of Memory, like we're gonna be discarding like crazy. What? What the fudge? I guess that's it. No thanks, please. Stop that. We need to survive one more turn, but we're not. Oh! I totally miscalculated that. That was close. He never attacked us. Once. We would have lost. So one winning condition is in Magic that if your opponent is unable to draw a card, he loses. By default, a deck in Magic has to have 60 cards. So if you go through all of your 60 cards, you will lose the game. He managed to mill us, and milling is the process of putting cards from the top of my deck into my graveyard, which is the area cards go after they are played. And by filling up my graveyard, he made me unable to draw the cards, and also he was getting in his winning condition, or his yeah. He was achieving his winning condition by making me not being able to draw a card next turn, because his 2 enchantments that he had up would mill the top cards from my deck every time he drew cards, and then he had a whole freaking metric ton of card draw in his deck. So for turn 2 we already have 3 creatures and an enchantment. It's pretty good, but next turn we're drawing blank. Unless we get like... okay. He got an he got an insane amount of value out of that card. I wish he would have tapped the elf. Because now we can't seal away anything. We can't play anything. Well, we can seal away something, but we don't want to seal away our own cards, really. So tap something juicy. Use 4 mana. I wish Rabbit Bite would make the card when it deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control, it would make that card that dealt damage tap. But I guess that would be too good. Yeah, he's not making the mistake of attacking with his Llanowar Elf. He's a smarty. He is a smarty. Also, he didn't pull anything big by now, so... do we really need to be afraid of his deck? Maybe? I don't know. Like with 4 mana, green typically has like the most ginormous beasts out by now. But he opts for more mana. More acceleration. Druid of the Cowl. which will make us not attack with our vampire. We will play this at the end of his turn. And we will send back his Druid of the Cowl, I guess. Unless he chooses to attack with something. Tender Shoot Dryad. Ascend at the beginning of each upkeep. Create one green sapling creature token. Whoosh! Nice! That's a good one. So, I guess we now know which card we're gonna send back on the top of his library. And then seal away one of his accelerators. Yeah, it's not tapped. Yeah, I keep forgetting that I need to be sending a tapped card. We're just gonna steal off 1 mana. Really, that's all it did. And it removed one of his permanents counting towards the City's Blessing. Which is when you have 10 permanents in play. He has 6 by now. I don't really know if that counts. We will see. He has 6 permanents in play. This guy counts as exiled. If you have 10, you have the City's Blessing, which means these guys grow really nasty big. It's not gonna attack. And it's so good that it says at the beginning of each upkeep. Sheesh. Each Ferikinurusudu upkeepusu. So he's accelerating towards the City's Blessing like crazy. Crazy. That's nice. Yeah, as I told you, green has a pretty good idea about shutting down flyers. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 permanents, 9 permanents. One more. Yep, there it is, the City's Blessing, which is this guy. Which now we have a problem. They'll just grow an infinite amount of these saplings, and we can't really shut down this Tender Shoot Dryad. He did not choose to attack. Why is that? We don't have any mass removal when it comes to that. Let's see how many of these separate. He doesn't really need much in the rest of his deck. Ah, it's getting annoying.
Wild animals I like. You can't stop nature.
He stopped or short. Yeah, no. Nope, 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 nope. This is it. We might as well give up. We're just prolonging the individual. We keep drawing lands. Yeah, we're not gonna get any more damage in. He's gonna kill all our flyers using Vivian. So we're donezo. Yeah. Like, the card quality in his deck is far superior to mine. We also didn't draw much of our good cards, really. We're just giving up, this taking too long. This is dragging it out. That was a lawful long time spent on finding an opponent. Nah. Not a big fan of this hand. That's better. Oof. I like seeing that card because there's so many cards available in this game that are a ton better than Field Creeper that I must say I am really stoked we're playing this opponent, meaning that his deck probably doesn't have that many bombs in, or he's proving me terribly wrong. Field Creeper, 2/1 for 2 mana, does nothing. Denethor. So this guy's not doing anything for us. We're gonna do Fable Winds. And then... Nope, that was stupid! The play would have been to attack first, to have him mentor the Siren Storm Tamer, and then do Favorable Winds, which would ended us with we would have ended up with a 3/3 instead of a 2/2, because now he's not gonna mentor, because this guy already has the same power as him. Stupid. And we need to draw a land next. If we get Imperial Aerosol out, we can +1/+1 the Stalwart, so he can mentor Siren Storm Tamer. And we still end up with a 3/3. But we can do that only if we draw a basic land. Okay. Draw 2 cards, then what? Discard a card unless you attack with the creature. Solid. Yep. So we didn't draw land. We did not draw a land. Which is hurting us quite terribly. You drew a land. Or at least he played a land. Don't know if he drew it this turn. Probably drew it in the past 4 turns. What you gonna do? He's probably not gonna attack. I have a 2/4 blocker sitting here. His time's running out. He did not play anything. He has 4 mana, he did not play anything. We will, since we didn't draw land, +1/+1, or he's gonna counter it. Yeah, that might happen. So blue is one of the colors, or is the color that is known for counter spells, meaning that it can prevent. No, he didn't counter it. Blue has spells. The color blue has spells that makes you zap the spells as they're played, so that they're counting as not played, but you're spending the mana, basically. We're gonna pump up the Stalwart here, so that he will mentor one of our flyers when he's gonna be attacking. And we have one blue. We have 1 blue open for sacrificing our Storm Tamer, and because we can sacrifice the Storm Tamer and this guy has 4 toughness, we're gonna be doing all-in attack, and we're gonna make this guy a flyer, so he cannot be blocked by the Field Creeper. And because he's a flyer now, he even gets... so smart. Because he's a flyer now, he gets +1/+1, and he could have mentored anyways. Good play. Oh, shoot! Oh, craps. I just talked about blue having counter spells. I could have sacked my Siren Storm Tamer to prevent my Sunhome Stalwart from getting dispersed. Did I not just say that? Did I not just say that? So stupid. I am so stupid. We have 3 mana. Is he gonna attack next turn? So will be Law Mage binding something? Well, he doesn't even need to attack. Do we want a Law Mage binding any of this? I don't think we want to. The question is, do we do Hammer Skull? Or do we do Denethor? We're gonna do the Pegasus. If he's not blocking, he's losing next turn. And now we're not gonna bring in the Stalwart, we're gonna bring in Hammerskull or Denethor. Are we worried about blockers next turn? We probably are, because if you bring in both our flyers, we do exactly 6 damage. Well, that's that. That is that. So Triumph of Gerard will whiff on the next Saga, because he's not gonna untap. And there's another flyer. It's not gonna do anything. Question is, not win this turn. We can hurt him real bad. We only deal 5 damage. We only get up to 5 damage, but we're not running the risk of losing any of our dudes to a block, because the Hammerskull is gonna tap the Avon Wind Mage, and then this guy does not grow by casting a spell. Alright, card draw. If he draws a card, he doesn't have anything of value in here. If he does not draw a card, then this probably is something worth keeping 4 mana open for. He did draw a card. So he gave up. We could have Hammerskulled his Wind Mage, and then both of our flyers would have gotten enough damage in to beat him to death. Anyways. It's really hard. I realize it's really, really hard concentrating on playing and also talking. So the less I talk, the harder I'm thinking. You've already seen me making mistakes that I quite literally just talked about like seconds ago. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep this hand. Mulligan! This is equally bad. And it's getting worse. We don't need another Pirate Cutlass. We need another basic land, please. Thank you. I typically don't mulligan past 5 cards, because then you have so little options in your hand that you're probably gonna lose anyway. Noise, that's what we needed. Good draws, few options. This would have, if this would have been a pirate, this would have been a much better draw. It is not a pirate though. All creatures able to block Okran's assassin do so, and he has Death Touch. I guess our Warkite Marauder will find out what it feels to be death touched by the Okran assassin. More Death Touch. And he has Reach. If we don't attack, we have to block this dude. If you do attack, he's gonna use this Blight to kill our dude. And we're probably gonna lose a Warkite Marauder to the next attack, but we should end up with only with a cleared board basically. So this guy needs to block this dude, and then hopefully this guy's gone and this guy's gone and we have an empty board, so we can do Sirens Lookout into Dovin's this missile. Yeah. So here's another Reach with Death Touch. Whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life. How good is this card? Holy moly, how good is this card? Poison Tip Archer, my holy smokes. Reach Death Touch for 4 mana? When Gorg enters the battlefield, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. It's gonna do another Archer. Yeah, why not? Schmoses Moses. Please attack. Poison Tip Archer. How good is that card? How good is that card? I would have not. It would have still been good if it would be black, black, green, green. Holy moly. We have 5 mana. We're gonna do favorable winds first. Wait, what? What? Okay. I'm stupid. The play would have been to Siren's Lookout, of course, but because I only had 1 island, it tapped it away for the favorable winds. Ugh. Good night. But we can equip this dude, and he was probably gonna die to the Reach dude anyways, next turn. Poison Tip Archer. That's probably the name of this deck. Poison Tip Archer. Reach and Death Touch is nasty, and then he gets, whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life? How good is that? How freaking good is that? Because that is what you do. Oh, he made a mistake. No, he still can bring it back. Okay, so he did not make a mistake. Holy smokes. I can't get over this card. Poison Tip Archer. He's probably going to sit in there. Yeah, I know. No attacks. We're gonna bring in the Territorial Hammerskull. And then next turn we're gonna bind one of his poison tip archers, hammer skull the other archer, and then this guy can fly through and do some damage. And then he'll probably kill us because we only have 8 life left. Ah, this game is lost. To poison tip archer. To 4 converted mana green-black. If you're playing green-black and you're not playing poison tip archer, you have to have a pretty good reason. This card would have been nasty if it only had reach and death touch. But it also has whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Yep, that's 5 damage. And even if we kill one of these doodlerinos, we're dead. We're El Duder Deaderino. Wait, how did we get 3 damage? Oh, the other one was just a death touch trigger. Yeah, that's it. We don't have enough blockers. We might as well just give up. Poison tip archer. Why don't we chart it down to that? That's like insane card quality for 4 converted mana costs. I have nothing in my deck that would come even close to this power level. Alright, see how this goes. He has 3 mana open. Come, you gotta play something. Satyr Enchanter. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card. Fine, do that. Please do that. If that's your prerogative, please go ahead and do that. Whenever he casts an enchantment, yeah. There's an enchantment, he's gonna seal away our Warkite Marauder. We will Sunhome Stalwart, Pirate Cutlass, might seal away his Satyr Enchanter. I wasn't sure if that, like, it just gives him a card draw. I mean, it's super important at this point, but yeah, more enchantments coming out. So now we get a ton of more value out of Steal Away, because it makes the Knight's Pledge it makes the Knight's Pledge gone. Makes it go away. Speaking gets even harder. We can't really do anything here. We will not seal away his Deuterino yet, because he might attach another enchantment to it before he attacks. Which would give us the additional value of getting rid of an additional enchantment, which is happening. Which is the God. So why can't I Seer Resolve? He's legendary, gets +1 and has flying, vigilance, and lifelink. Sweet! Now the only thing he needs to do is attack with that Deuterino. Yeah. And oh wait, what? Vigilance? That means he doesn't tap, which makes our Seal Away not work. Because the card needs to be tapped. It needs to be a tapped creature. Alright. That's it. The game is over. G frickin' G. He would have won this game probably with any card. Well, I guess Saturn had the card draw was okay, but he didn't really came close to. That was okay, I guess. Could have gone both ways. Yeah, it could have gone both ways. We could have sealed away his enchanter before it untapped, but then we would have ended up with no creature, maybe only prolonging the inevitable. Not sure. Not quite sure how that one could have gone in our favor. Got a mulligan. We have 2-turn drop that we don't want to drop without a first turn drop. 2 2-turn drops that we don't want to drop without a first turn drop. Why do I get both of my seal aways? Like, you run only so many seal aways and you draw them both after a mulligan. That's like bad luck. I'm gonna take a quick break after this game to go get something to drink. Like, how good is the seal away that it wants to give me that card every time? Nope. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. If any of these 3 would have been my healers, Hawk, I would have kept the hand. No, I wouldn't have, because I couldn't have played it turn 2, turn 1. Nope. I'm gonna concede that game too. Bad card draw. Like, if you look at the curve of this deck, like, everything I have is like 1, 2, and 3s, right? Like 1, 2, and 3s. For the most part. The average is 2.7. And it's giving me only the 3 drops? This is one of the advantages that Digital Magic has over the paper card version. You'll see the cards that you're able to cast, even if they're in your graveyard or somewhere else. See, it gives me only the 3 drops. Like, frickin'. There's a 2 drop. We can keep Mulligan. There's like nothing on the line, really. Like, there's no repercussion if you just concede. Let's wait and see when we will get our first creature out. Cast from the hand, not as a token. We will just beat him to death in 20 turns with our 1/1 vampire. Or I guess in 17 turns, because if he doesn't block on his last turn, we just Moment of Triumph him. Discards 2 cards. Sweet. That's a nice card. I love the art. Carnival Carnage. Oops. 3 damage. Got zapped. Got zapped. Keep zapping our Duderinos. That's when we said that the blue is known for counter spells, red's known for direct damage, where you cast a spell and then you'll do any amount of damage directly to a player or a creature on the board. Direct damage. Most of it, well, I guess not really most of it, but what was that? Put target what? Target creature from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield and you control it gets. Oh, okay. Macabre mockery. Macabre mockery. So this is not a pirate, so I have to play Pirate Cutlass and then pay an additional 2 to attach it. Otherwise, it comes into play attached to a pirate, which makes it so much more valuable. Because this way, if you play a pirate's deck, it acts like an enchantment, but it's an artifact. So if the creature it's attached to is removed from game or exiled or what have you, the attached artifact is not vanishing. See that? My cutlass is still here. That seal away is useless. So my cutlass is still here, so I can equip it to the next creature. Had it been an enchantment, it would have been gone. He has a metric ton of removal, rendering us with no creatures left. And he keeps zapping us. Guess we will just keep trying to attach the cutlass to Dudorinos that hurt him. He did not remove it this time. We could try and save our Dudorino with a Disperse if he targets it with a removal. Since he's not playing creatures himself, that could be a move we could do. If we had 3 creatures attacking, we could get more vampires. Oh, wait, what? You're out of shocks? Shocking? Oh god. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play the top card of your library. You can't play cards from your hand. Destroy Experimental Frenzy. What? You may look at... Why would you choose to play the top card of your library instead of cards from your hand? And there we go again. Made the same mistake. Did not disperse our dudes. It's the second time where I said something and then didn't do it. And I guess it's because I talked about it. Like, he can't play cards from his hand. And this was the top card of your library? I mean, one advantage is that you're not running out of spells because it reveals the next spell. Is that a desirable effect though? He has not played a creature yet, right? Beginning of combat on your turn. If you cast 3 or more instant and sorcery spells this turn, return. Okay. Comes with an animation. And it has haste. But he didn't attack. He chose to not attack with it. Moly moly. Mm-hmm. He just destroyed it, and then he's playing it again. Okay. Oh. I did not expect that. Wait out of victory. Alright, I'm gonna go get some drink real quick. Be right back. I'm a bit surprised by how often I actually win with this deck that I didn't invest any money in. Like, I didn't pay any dollar or cent for that matter to Wizards for this game or any of the cards that I'm playing in it. We're gonna stall, like, turn 1 Fortress. Nope, turn 1 River, because we don't have a 1-drop. And then Island, Stalwart, Duelist. That sounded more impressive than it actually was. We're gonna keep our Duelist as a potential. No, we're gonna play Duelist anyways. At the end of the next turn, or if he opts to block, pull something out of his head, hand. Like that. You're gonna do Glacial Forest. And if he doesn't block, we're gonna do Siren Lookout. I think. Yeah. Okay, so now we just got it for free, I guess. He did not block. Oh, I guess he didn't get the draw he wanted. We only revealed the Stalwart from her hand. Like, what makes you concede? Did he mulligan that often? It didn't look like it. I guess he got the worst draw. That doesn't look too terribly bad. We have a 1-drop, we have a 2-drop, we have a 3-drop. Keep. And he mulliganed. If you're the beginning player and you mulligan twice, then you're like, that's like, oh, we have a 4-drop. Because if you're starting player, you don't get to draw. And if you mulligan, you're down to 6 cards and you don't draw. Dice create a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. Okay. Yep, we wanted favorable wins to make this a 2-2. A 2-2. And this value for a common card is like phenomenal. For a common Healer's Hawk, Flying Lifelink 2/1/1. Flying Lifelink 1/1. That's like above average. We talked about blue having counter spells and red having direct damage and green being able to block flyers. So white has vigilance and lifelink as their predominant abilities, which lifelink is when you attack, you gain the amount of life equal to the amount of damage you dealt, and vigilance makes your card not tap when you attack with them. Do you have an instant removal? Yeah, probably, because he set a breakpoint, a stop. He set a stop at beginning of combat. Nope, I guess not. Maybe that was just there to confuse me. Or he plays the instant now. Like this would be the exact point in time where you want to play your instant to remove my Healer's Hawk. Nope. He's not doing it. If this guy... So exploring means that you look at the top card of your deck, and if that's a... It says right here, if that's a land card, you put it in your hand. If it's not a land, you can put it back on top of the library or into your graveyard. And if you don't find the land, you get a +1/+1 counter on the Siren Lookout. Oh, he exiled the favorable winds. It's fine. I'm not gonna block. We got our combat trick. We play the Aerosaur. I love this art. It's like I'm gonna beef this dude for the additional life point. And then we can Sir Angel next turn. I played this one before combat because I get +1/+1. When Militia Bugler, what is that? In this the battlefield, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal a creature card with power 2 or less from among them and put it into top 4 cards. Okay, so he basically got card draw. Militia Bugler. Okay. That's fine. He doesn't have flyers. Most of my deck's flying, so he's not blocking. And we get a good amount of damage in. A teeny bit of heals, so we're gonna outrace him in damage right now. When I say flying, is that all these creatures have the attribute flying, meaning they cannot be blocked by creatures without flying or reach. So these guys don't have the flying attribute, so they cannot block any of my flyers, versus my flyers could potentially block. He does not have mana he does have a white mana open. He might have a Moment of Triumph, which is the reason why we're not blocking with our Serra Angel. The card quality of this deck is good enough for me to believe that any of these two cards over here could be a Moment of Triumph or similar. Like, there's like something Tactical Advantage, I think, that gives, is an instant speed spell that gives +2/+2 to a creature, to a blocking or blocked creature, something like that. Which then would kill our Serra Angel. And now we won the game, because if he doesn't block 4, 3, 1, 1, we can even buff 2 and 2. All of these dual Renos are going to be attacking. And that's game. And my deck doesn't have any fancy synergies or anything. It has flying creatures. A ton of flying creatures with some non-flying supporters, which I haven't replaced yet, probably for the most part. And a bit of a removal to get rid of the flying blockers. If any of these would have been an island, I would have kept the hand. None of these. This is the wrong color. I would have any of these would have needed to be an island. No, either these two, any of these two would have been an island, or of these two. For me to not mulligan. Because then I could have played Siren Stormcaller first turn, Kitesail Corsair the second turn, whatever comes next third turn. But this time, this way, I can play my 1-drop second turn, which I probably don't want to. Nothing on my first turn, and then this guy it becomes less and less value. And he's gonna deciding really hard whether he wants to keep his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. He didn't mulligan yet. Jesus Christ. What is he doing? Yeah, his timer is running. You can see it right here. And if he's not gonna mulligan within the next couple of seconds, we're gonna have auto victory. I guess that's it. He mulliganed. And we're gonna mulligan too. And no, he didn't mulligan. Siren. Nope. Yeah, so it didn't mulligan his hand because he ran out of time. So it's doing one of the options by default, and for deciding whether you're mulligan or not, the default option is not to mulligan. Again, for those less familiar with Magic, if you're not okay with the opening hand, like at the start of a game, you draw 7 cards from your deck. If you don't like that hand, you can mulligan, and that means you're putting the 7 cards back, you reshuffle your deck, and you draw 6 cards, so 1 less than before. And you keep doing this, drawing 1 less card every time, if you wanted to do that. And then if you do mulligan at the beginning of your turn, you can decide whether you want to have the top card of your deck on top, like where it is, like you know the top card of your deck. And you can decide whether you want to leave it on top or put it on the bottom. Which is an additional change that has been made since the last time I played Magic. Which now tells you how long it has been since I did play Magic, I guess. Which I really like, that change. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. He took forever to decide whether to mulligan or not. I guess he wasn't at his PC, like... But, he must have not have, like, he must have had other issues outside the game. Chaos Augur. Augur. 3. Not keeping this one. Not keeping this one. Ah. Oh. Oh. It's gonna get rid of what? Oh yeah, okay. That's fine. It's a pretty good card. So because we mulligan so often, we now sitting on 1 card, whereas our opponent is sitting at 6 cards. So he clearly has card advantage over us. We have only small things. We need another creature, and we need another... no blocks. Land to trigger our legendary land. There's our land. It's not gonna help us. We could use another creature that we can attack with. So that we trigger the condition for our fort and we can produce more tokens if we don't do anything else. None of these are pirates. Wait, what just happened? Oh. Good one. No blocks. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the board is stabilized. He still has an insane card advantage over us. Probably gonna go do like some removal foo with this dude. Yep. Well, it's just returning, it's not removing. Which is fine. It's kind of like a mini time walk where it just takes longer for these guys to stay in game. The advantage though that he has right now is that he knows I need to deal damage with the Healer's Hawk to pump this guy to trigger the raid. So he's not gonna attack with the Kitesail Freebooter. Has to not... What? Oh, he can't pick a creature. He cannot pick a creature. No attacks, no attacks. We need one more land for Azor the Lawbringer. All the time that I played this deck, and it's about 30-40 matches now, I've never played this card. It's kind of like the title card in the original constructed version, pre-constructed version. Never played it. Put that card into your hand. If the card's converted mana cost 4, greater repeated process. Sheesh. Departed deckhand. Yeah, we're done though. He's pretty much like stalling, like this entire like these four cards, the Freebooter and the Mage over here. These are like stalling the deployment of my troops to a degree where I could not recover from it. And I do have to block 9 damage, which is insane because I cannot do so without losing too many cards. I'm gonna chump this. I can't. Why can't I? Can't be blocked? When did he not? When did he? Oh, I see. So that's it. Yeah. He basically stalled my deployment of the troops. It didn't help that we didn't have a good draw, but he basically stalled the deployment until he got his bomb out, and we didn't have any removal or any other means of dealing with that. So I might lose the game. Not much really that we could have done differently, other than playing a different deck. Fluffy Muffin Liquor. Mulligan. So how to decide when to mulligan? I'm looking at my cards. I want at least a 2-drop, which is this dude. And then I want to be able to play it, so I need at least 1 white and something else. Right? So I keep this. And I want this on top because then I can play 2-turn favorable wins. Which doesn't really matter since this is not a flyer. Yep. Probably a mistake. One of the iconic cards in this game, the Llanowar Elves. They have been in the game since like forever. The biggest mistake would have been to play as this guy. We can do Dovin Dismissal. So we gain some life. Life gain is not really something I would worry about too much. That's good because we can Siren Lookout. He cannot. He can block, but he will not be able to kill our dudes because that has first strike. So he can jump or not. And we play Siren Lookout. No. No, let's do it again. So he already has the city's blessing. We lost again. This is it. We have no way really of dealing with this crap. So he needs to tap this card for us to play, to remove it from game. We're not gonna make that mistake again. I'm gonna keep this blocker open. Sure, why not? Have two. G, F, and G. Tender Shoot Dryad. I have no way of dealing with that. I can't... I have no hard removal. What are the options in my deck that could deal with that? I cannot counter it because it's not a targeted spell or ability. I cannot seal it away because he never attacks with it, so I would have needed to have something. Well, I guess my Thunder or Hammer Skull could tap it and then I can seal it away, which is kind of like you have to have the Hammer Skull first, tap it, and then seal away. If I disperse it, it just comes back next turn, or the same turn even. This guy wouldn't work. Cometrix won't work because he's not going to attack with it. This card is like too valuable to ever attack with it. It's not an activated ability, so this guy wouldn't stop it. Yeah, if nothing in my deck that would be able to stop that card. So we basically auto lose to that card. Yeah, if he has a good draw, or even a semi-good draw, and he gets that card out, we lost. Unless he makes a mistake, but you know, you like, you're not really winning if you rely on the like if you have to rely on the mistakes of your enemy. I am gonna keep that because I have two islands. And the Siren Storm Tamer is hopefully coming in clutch to... Okay, that's a good one. So he's not gonna block, which means we're gonna do favorable winds. Well, no, we're gonna get our raid in. Our raid flyer. Because that's good value. And we could potentially nom 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 his attacker. He's not gonna attack because him attacking and losing this card is gonna be less value than not attacking and being able to produce 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. That's what happened. So we're gonna attack, I guess. And then at the end of the turn we're gonna do Fairy Duelist at the end of his turn, like right here. And hopefully our Siren Lookout will give us a Plains. That's where the zombies come into play. Death Baron. Also a card that will probably never attack, ever. Okay, we got the plains, we need another plains. Not a plains. You have such bad draws. I think this game could go anyway, either way, if we would have better draws. But we don't have better draws. Would have probably been smarter to get out. We lost. Next turn is GG. He didn't show much really, like he played these 3 cards and then removed mine. I guess it's a combination. I guess my deck is lacking when my opponent's deck relies on having creatures in play that I can't remove because they're not attacking. I can deal with attacking creatures. Somewhat. Like stall. It's not worth playing the game even. I bet you if I put one more land into this deck, I'll get land flooded more often than not. Which means I'll draw a land whenever I don't need it. Since my average is at below 3. If you have any suggestion on how to fix my deck, I'll be open. It's not getting better. It is not getting better. It is not getting better. Alright, so we whiff our first, our 1-drop. But then we have a 2-drop that gets buffed the next turn. Our opponent knows we mulligan, so now it's on him to decide whether he wants to mulligan. And he's running on time bank soon. If our opponent doesn't have a hard creature removal, we will have a 2/1 plus 2/1 plus 2/1 flyer in the 4th turn. And he's running on time bank. And it will not mulligan, and it will start the game. That hard pounding. We're gonna keep the hand. We're gonna don't need that land. And now we wait. Why would you start? I guess it's to annoy your opponent. Like if you know you're not gonna mulligan, you just like annoy your opponent to death by not tapping the button. Like make him play less careful. Is that a thing? Or you're just an asshole? I don't know what happens on his end. Like, maybe there's a legit reason for him to not play. Yep. So far, so good. We're gonna not block. He doesn't want to attack next turn. And then he doesn't also want to block next turn. Actually, he cannot block next turn. Unless he gets another flyer out. Because this guy lets me select a creature and make it a 0/0 nothing. A 0/1 nothing. A 0/0 would be too good. That's okay. Return target non-permanent to its owner's hand. If the spell was kicked, draw a card. It was not kicked. We're gonna get this dude out. Okay. We're not gonna get this dude out. That was one of the counter spells. Essence Capture. Which is pretty insane! Not only gets he to counter a spell, but he also puts a +1/+1 counter on top of one target creature you control. How good is that? How good is that? I hate it when decks win by just having one card in them that wins them the game. It's like... Well, we didn't draw very good, but it's like... But I can't do anything unless I draw this card. This guy is not really that, but... No, like, he had the timing. He's considering sacking one of the Storm Tamers. So that I don't get to look for my Planeswalker. It's over. In case you have noticed, the game's over. It was over by the time he returned my pirate to my hand. Oh, I would have thought he had another blocker, counter. I was convinced he would have had another. Not that he needed it, but it looked very much like him. What is he doing that for? I was convinced he would have had another one of those hard counters for 2 blue. That counter a creature spell. That's so good. 2 blue counter a creature. If your opponent spends more than 2 mana on it, you get like insane value out of the card. This dude also has Siren Pirate Wizard. Like, he couldn't decide what he wanted to be, so he became a Siren Pirate Wizard creature type. Super nice. So the reason why I don't play this guy right now is because he has flash, so I can play him at instant speed, and I also want to give my opponent the least amount of information as possible. And so this way, ouch, this way I have the moment of surprise. So he's not gonna attack this turn. So I'm gonna play the Fairy Duelist with not really any effect. Other than having a Fairy Duelist. He's gonna outrace me in terms of damage. Please keep this card. This is so good. Non-creature spells, +1/+1. Yeah. What is he thinking about? Oh, he was contemplating cycling the card, basically. We gotta keep up the pressure. So we need a non-land draw this turn. Fair. Destroying artifacts and enchantments is also something green is known for. This is again direct damage. Not direct damage, but like targeted damage. Just so good. At sorcerer speed, but even for 2 mana this is superb value. And our offensive ended at this point. I'm gonna try and bind his Deep Root champion. It's not a Deep Throat champion. Which would be something entirely different. It's too late. 2 attackers. Alright, so... And I can't play this enchantment because it's a flash, which makes it, which allows it to be cast at instant speed. Which renders this big dude obsolete. And I have to remember that my Siren Storm Tamer is probably better at being used as a counter for a targeted ability than for dealing 1 damage. I'm gonna keep this card as a bluff. Okay, I guess I don't need that bluff. And it's not a targeted ability, so I can't counter it. Alright, so 6 damage, 6 mana. Enters the battlefield. Your opponent can't cast instants or sorcery spells during that player's next turn. During that player's next turn. Does that win me the game though? I'm only attacking with this dude for the health. To prolong the inevitable. So he can't play instants or sorcery spells. This is actually the first time I played this card of all the times that I played this deck. I didn't play it before because either the game didn't go to turn 6 or I never had the mana for it, or it never drew the card. There's only 1 copy of this card in my game. There can only be 1 copy of this card in my game because it's a legendary. When Azer attacks, you may pay. If you do, you gain X life and draw X cards. Okay. So I need for it to attack to do something, which is fine because it's flying. What the hell? GG. When Tempest Caller enters the battlefield, tap all creatures target opponent control. There's I can block 6 that has 3 excess that makes 6. I can block this, but I will lose every thing. GG. That trample. So trample means that not all the damage, like if your card deals damage to a blocking card, if it doesn't have trample, it deals all its power as damage to the card that blocks it. If it has trample, it does only need to deal a lethal amount of damage, so that it will kill the blocking card and can do the excess amount of damage to the player controlling or being attacked. So that's why if you have 9 power and I only have 6 toughness, the extra 3 will go through and still hit me, even though the creature was blocked. Do you want to play a game where I only start with 4 cards? I'm only doing this because I have a 1 and 2 drop. Hired Poisoner. Okay. I don't know if I like this card. It doesn't really do much, or it didn't really do much for me in helping me win in any of the games I've played so far. I only have 1 copy in my deck, and now that's gone. If I don't play a creature next turn, I guess I do. Nope, I didn't, because it's upkeep. Well, shucks. I'll probably take this out and replace it with something more value. Yeah, we have nothing. We have 3 lands, we have no hand. We have 4 lands and no hand. He probably has the next murder waiting for our Serra Angel. At this point, we're just top decking. Yeah. That's what happens when you mulligan down to 4 cards. Alright, let's do one more and then we'll leave it at that. Curve out. It hurts so bad. Get to lava or no? Okay. We got lucky with our island draw. Neither of these two are flying, but this guy has vigilance, so I'm probably gonna play the Nitha. to stop him from attacking with his gobos. And then he just dabs her, and that's that. And then he just dabs that, and that's that. Okay. Sweet, and this is how we end up with no creature in play. Keep doing that. I'm not gonna dove in. Oh shoot, that's not my sorcery. Oh, I'm stupid. I was thinking that this is my sorcery. To find Dovin. Typically I have a card or a sorcery card that, or like a flash. Burning Sun's Avatar, and does the deals 3 damage to target opponent or Planeswalker and 3 damage to up to 1 target creature. How good is that? Burning Sun's Avatar. GG. This game is over. And that ends the stream. Sorry we couldn't end on a win, but my deck's probably not good enough to consistently win. We did win often enough though for my liking. Like I win more often with this no money invested deck than without, like, I would have felt bad if I had spent like a couple of bucks in this game and I would still lose that bad. But then again, I don't know how often we lost to bad draws. Like we lost a whole bunch because we had bad draws. Alright, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. Thumbs up, thumbs down, and we'll see you next time. Bye.